type number 1 to the first available port, then they come another item type number 1, so it will not send to Q5, they will send it automatically to Q4. Then if an item type, for example 2, is coming into this queue, it will be sent to the next available, and every time that I found one available, it will check in the queues to match the same item type. So other thing that I have to do is to change the source, okay, so I can put in the triggers, okay, on creation. Look at that, set item flow item. So let's check what it does. What is that? Set item type flow item D uniform 1 to 4. This command is telling the system that please create one item type between 1 to 4. So we'll create 1, 2, 3, and 4 item types. The other thing that I'm doing here is changing the colors. So I use set color by value and get item type and cases 1 to 4. Color red for item type 1. For case 2, I will put green. For 3, we put blue, and for 4, put yellow. So you can change for any color you want. You can put here in white, for example. Let's change to white so you see how it works. Okay, white. I use the E. All right, apply and okay. So let's see what happens next. I will reset and run the project, and look at this yellow box in here. What is this yellow box telling me? It's telling me that the machine is under repair, is under maintenance. Remember that we put some statistics for that, some information for that. So let's check the empty table. Well, I forgot to mention in the previous exercise that we have to put the members into this table, okay, processor 7, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Why? Because also the Flexsim workbench had to be part or member of this chip. So if you don't do that, you will not see anything. All right, look, and look at the colors here. I have the blues, whites, yellows, and reds. Why is that? Because the system with this option that I put in here of, let's see, a flow matching item type, send flow item type to the output or connected to the same item. So you see how it's working now. And look at the operator, he's moving from one workbench to the other, or from one station to the other, fixing or setting up the machine. So let's start it again, because I believe this is already done. So let's check the operator. Look how it's moving. I will put it a little bit slower so you can see the operator working from one station to the other. You see how it's moving from one station to the other to set up the machine, because we put a setup time for each of these different processors. Okay, so what is that? This is in here in process time, in setup time. Okay, so remember that we put a setup time of 10 seconds. Let's move now to activity number 3, model 6, changing process time on the stations and some statistics. So basically this model have 3 types of products, where you have to change the color of each product according to its type. Then run the model, check the state time statistics of the processor's properties, and what happened with the state time statistics. So let's do this first part. I already have created the different objects into this model, so we save some time. So the first thing that we have to do is to create the 3 types of products. To create the 3 types of models, we come here to the triggers, on exit, and in the properties of this on exit, we see that we have set item type flow item type the uniform 1,3, which means that the system will start creating randomly products with type 1, 2, or 3. Then in the next option we set
color by value, and we put value, get item type, cases, case 1, 2, and 3. So it means that when a product with case 1 is created, it will put it in red, white for number 2, and yellow for number 3. You already know that, okay? I will create now the operator for this process. So I drag and drop the operator, and then I connect it to the queue. Remember, with this, with the S key. So double click in the queue, and let's check in the flow. I already checked the use transport, and in the output sent to port, let's check the properties of this option, and it says case by value. All right, so you have several options, so make sure that you are using this one, case by values. What it means, case by values? Well, it's telling the system that if the article or the item type is 1, it will return to port 1. Case 2, 2. Case 3, 3. Okay? Okay? The important thing is that now we are telling the system that every item arriving into this queue, okay, will be sent to conveyor 5. This is item type 1, type 2 to conveyor 6, and item type 2 to conveyor 3. Alright, so let's press apply and OK. Let's check what happened with the system. Reset and run. Let's put a little bit faster so we can see what is happening. Well, look at that. The operator is moving the items when they arrive. But look at the time that the operator is wasting in here. When the product arrives, the operators is not going back to the queue, so it's wasting time in this process. How can we check that? Well, let's check the statistics. So let's double click on the queue statistics, and look at that. I have stay time, and it's a minimum, maximum, and average. So if I check in the chart, I can see the statistics of the time that the queue is empty and the time that the queue is waiting for transporter. So in this way we can see what is happening in the system. I will create now a visual tool for us to get more clear information of what are the waiting times in the queue. That option will be interesting for your projects, so you can see several information and statistics from each of the processes that you are doing in your project. So the first thing that we have to do is in the visual display. Remember, we go to text. Okay, well, let's change right now the size of the text and the thickness of the text. For example, say 0.5. Apply and OK. All right. So you remember we got the message hello. Let's connect the text to the visual tool that the object, sorry, that I went to get some statistics. Okay. In the text display, we have to go to the option called state waiting for transport, and this is in state percentage. All right. So that's the information that we want to see. Display state percentage. Okay. Display state percentage. The text. So I will put in here is waiting for transport. All right. Waiting transport. All right. Object, center object, state idle. All right. So let's double click in here and look at these statistics: state, processing, busy, block, generating, empty, collecting, releasing, waiting for operator, and waiting for transport. So let's use this option. You can use any of those options there. Okay. Let's check now waiting for transport. and look at the numbers in here. Let's change the color also. This gray is not quite clear. Come here to general. Let's put something like a bluish. Okay, you can put any of these colors. Let's put this color, waiting for transport, and this is the time that the operator is waiting right now for transport. Okay, after the item arrives in the queue, the system starts checking the time that the item arrives and needs the operator to come here. You see how it's increasing? So let's optimize this system. What happens if we order the operator to, when he drops or she drops the box into the conveyor, he comes back immediately to the queue? Let's do that and see what are the differences. Let's stop the system, reset. Okay, so let's double click in the operator. Double click in the operator, and in triggers, all right? So we see the following options: on reset, on measure, on load, unload. In unload, what I want to do is to tell the system to travel to an object, but you can check here, travel to a specific location. If you give this option, you have to give the system the coordinates. So if you want, after the operator finishing to drop the box and move to a certainly particular place in your model, you can tell that using this option. But this is not the one that I want to use. I just want to use travel to an object. So that will let the system know to go back to the origin. So let's test the system right now and see how it works with this new option. Okay, so the transport is arriving here, and the operator, look, you see, is finishing and is coming back immediately to the origin. All right, and look at the times. It's pretty much half of the waiting for transport time. In this way we have optimized this model. Thank you very much.